started.
Sweet. Just Tour de Corn, I think this is their 25th year, 26th year. So,
Do you mind using a microphone just because?
It goes over.
Yeah.
so
You gotta push a button on too, sorry. There you go.
You'll get used to this.
yeah, I'm official now. So, Tour de Corn, I believe this is our 26th year. So I think we have 250 pre-registered already as of right now. So, I don't know what else. The only thing we really got to do is we got to change our route up. So we can't go down Main Street, so we got to go down Minnesota Street now, since Main Street's closed off. And that's about it. But-
Main Street might be open by then.
2 weeks.
No.
Yeah, probably not.
But nothing really changes.
Okay.
We still get good numbers. The only thing we did was we changed the route. We end up at the day camp instead of going to Hitchcock. And that's the only thing, we did that last year. So,
So you got 3 days here, but can you tell kind of the agenda?
Friday is pre-registration pickup, so you get there early. The bike club pays a couple food trucks. Then we'll eat some food. Then we have a pump track contest for all the youth kids, whoever wants to sign up for the pump track contest. Then we'll do a glow ride. So we'll get some glow sticks and all that stuff, and we'll ride around the lake. There's usually about 150 to 200 people that show up for that, for the glow ride, and maybe good 30, 40 kids for the pump track contest. Yep. Then Saturday is the Tour de Corn. We start at 6 o'clock with the 100-milers. I think there was 20 already signed up for that. So, and that's usually, I'd say no more than 25 to 30 for the 100-milers. Then you split up for the rest of them. You know what I mean? I think we start 9 o'clock for the 60-milers. 9 o'clock for the 60-milers, and I think the 15 and the 30-milers take off at like 10:30. Just to split it out a little bit so everybody don't get to the food station right away. And we got, I don't remember which colony it is. They bring the ribs and we do ribs and corn on the cob and watermelon and all that stuff. That's their meal afterwards. And they got aid stations where they can fill up water bottles for the 100-miler and 60-milers. There's like 4 aid stations or 5 aid stations. And Saturday is just, we do guided trail rides. So ride the mountain bikes on Sunday. So usually we don't have many people for that. It's more locals, and you'll get a handful of people from out of town, but that's about it. So but the glow ride is unbelievable how many people show up for the glow ride on Friday night.
You got any breakdown, how many from out of town versus?
My wife would have all that. I don't have any of it. There was Colorado, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I don't know exact numbers on that. I know there was 250 pre-registered right now.
How many
but
people belong to House?
There's probably
200?
no. I'd say about 100 right now. Our numbers are going down.
So if you had everybody there, it'd be 150.
Yeah. But there's a lot of out of towners that come in. I just don't know those exact numbers. You know what I mean? I should have asked all that stuff before she came. But I know there's a lot of out of town people that come in every year for it. Well, to get 300 people, that's pretty good. When I was talking to someone earlier today or yesterday, they said the very first year they had 25 people. That was actually Jen Dice, Tom Dice's daughter. She was back in town. She said the first couple of years it was 25, 50 people. So
How many did you say you had registered?
250 right now. Last year I think was our biggest year at 370,
350.
350.
Yeah, it might have been.
It could be 350, 360 right around in there. If we get 300 people, that's a good year for people to come and ride a road bike. So. Yeah, she's the one. We use this bike rag, and it'll tell you everybody where from, what level they're signed up, and all this stuff. But I didn't have any of that information. She was going to be here, but she had a meeting, so I got thrown on the bus to come here. Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Cody? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
Okay, we'll go back up to Alexandria Baseball. They requested $1,000.
I mean, I guess I can speak on that.
Are we, oh, you're gonna speak, okay, I was like, do I need to shut off the video? I didn't know if you were.
Well, do you have information that you could provide from them? I'm just kind of off the cuff here.
No, he said that, we could call if you have any questions, but he was not able to attend.
Okay. I mean, their situation was, I'm not sure how many teams they had. Jim, was that an 18 tournament? I think it is a 16U tournament, and normally when they would have an event like that, well, they'd have a lot of hotel rooms in Mitchell, but they have their busiest weekend of the year. So I don't know what we actually stay, plus they have some area teams, but, you know, I mean, if like Alley does that and they're 12 miles away, obviously the only place to stay is for one, Mitchell for the reason to stay. So I don't know, I guess, did you put down here that they have some people stay at the Days Inn?
Kelly is for staff.
Yeah, umpires officials.
So he had actually talked to me about this a little, I guess, maybe 2 months ago, so I was aware that he was going to apply for this. So it's not a Mitchell event, but it's 12 miles from Mitchell, and if teams are a distance away, then Mitchell would be the spot.
That's what I tried to look for who was in. I saw 5 or 6 teams, but they were all pretty
Close.
local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always happen, but it did happen.
He's looking to do this every year now?
Yeah.
Or is this a VFW?
Yeah, it's a VFW award.
Rotating.
Yeah, the 16U is not given the same place every year, doesn't mean you can't go to the same place. Yeah, now it's got a nice field, and those guys over there know how to put on tournaments, so I'm assuming they did a good job. Is there anything we could call him if we wanted to?
Yeah, you certainly can. You want me to give him a call?
Yep, may as well.
It's Ray Slaughter.
Make it work.
He's the principal at Hanson High School.
Yeah, wasn't he done?
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Who's saying? Yeah.
Hello, this is Ray.
Hi, Ray. It's Stephanie Elwine calling from the city of Mitchell, and we're in the SCA committee meeting right now.
Yes.
I think a couple, is this coming through the audio at all? Is speaking, am I doing it on the right side? I think they just had a couple questions and just wanted to hear a little bit more about the event.
You bet. Yep. Fire away.
What was the first question? How many teams participated and where were they from?
Okay, so ended up when I put the application in, all the regions were set up, and it ended up where probably not as many stayed. I believe Platte people stayed. Some of them stayed in Mitchell, and then Highmore, Fulton, Highmore. Otherwise, the regions were split up where us, Salem, Tyndall, Canova, Parkston. Who's the other one? There were 8 teams, but a lot of them ended up being around here, other than the Platte and the Fulton, Highmore. So, but yeah, we had a good crowd. And I guess I didn't ask them where they stayed, but I know some of the Platte people were staying and going back and forth between here and the amateur tournament, and I know Fulton Highmore did as well. So I don't believe the other ones ended up staying, but they probably more than likely came through Mitchell as well. So.
Would you plan on hosting another event next year, Ray?
Next year we are not. We're hoping to put in for the Legion 2 years from now. We're going to get it, but we're not putting it in for one next year. But again, yeah, we really want to hope for the Legion one in a couple of years. So, which would probably be even a bigger thing because it's all week long. It's a double elimination one.
Ray, on your profit and loss statement, it shows you made 3,600.
Yep.
And you're requesting
and those were projections, guys. But I think it's going to be right around there. We had our treasurer is still crunching things. We got bills out there yet. We're paying, but umpires were a big expense, and a lot of food that we got, buns, hamburgers, all that kind of junk, and just those, or the gate was a projection at the time I filled out the application. But he said it's looking like we're going to make probably $35,000 or $4,000 on it profit.
So the funds that you make on it just go back into the Alec Baseball Association?
Yep, they go into the Alec Baseball Association, and that's how we get all our equipment. We pay. I'm a volunteer, but we pay all our other coaches. How's that work? But that's supports all our boys and girls. Be Legion age on down for boys, and then right now our girls only we didn't have a high school age type team, but I believe that might be coming. But it's mostly girls, the 12 and under. So.
And those dates are set. You don't have a choice, right?
Those dates for the tournament?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we wanted to try it last year, but we were hosting the district amateur, the Sunshine League amateur districts here, so we held off and put in this year, and they gave it to us, and it went really well.
Hey Ray, it's John Hart. Did you guys have, how many umpires did you have, and were they kind of local or not?
We had 4 total umpires, and then I put the VFW rep I put up at the Kelly Inn. We had to buy him rooms for 3 nights, but the umpires were pretty local. Blake Waddell, Bryce Holter, Brady Albrecht from Parkston, and Steve Schoenfelder from Mitchell there.
Thank you.
So your youth program during the year, do you guys go after like state youth tournaments or any other youth tournaments, like an invitational tournament or anything that you bring people down?
Do we participate in them or do we host them?
You host them,
Yeah,
right?
No, we don't host, or we haven't put in to host a youth state tournament. I think about 10 years ago they did, but we only have one small field. And 5 years ago we went to grass. We used to use the big field. You could move the bases in, but once we went to a grass infield, we couldn't do that. But that's one of our goals too, is to try to expand and put another youth field out here, so we're better able to do those sort of things.
Are there any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you for being available on the phone.
You bet. Yep.
Thanks, Ray.
Thanks for your consideration. Take care.
And Palace City Kiwanis Half Marathon
And she said she could also be available by phone. Do you want me to give her a call quick?
as well. Yeah, it's in there.
What did she do? Oh man, I messed that up. You really gotta have it right down on the phone.
Hello, this is Paula.
Hi Paula, this is Stephanie Elwine calling from the city of Mitchell, and we're here in the SEA committee meeting. And so we
Yes.
just wanted to make sure we gave you a chance to talk about your event coming up. So
All right. Well, and we've made some changes this year. Basically, we're changing it up to add a 5K and a 10K. And we already have, I don't know the numbers. If I would have known the meeting was today, I would have gotten that number for you. But I know we've got a significant number of people that are going to be running that 5K and 10K. So it's going to increase the number of people coming to town. A lot of times runners will have somebody, a spouse or somebody else with them that doesn't want to run the full half marathon or the relay. So that they want to do the shorter race. So it's going to encompass a few more people this year. And those are really the changes we have from previous years. And so we're going to be giving out more shirts and more T-shirts and hopefully have some more people stay over and come the day before.
are there any questions for Paula?
She's gonna have to look at, their route too,
Oh,
cause they go up north on 9th and over the Capitol.
but theirs isn't until October. They might be past Main Street by then. So Paula, just one thing Doug Greenway was just pointing out is when you get closer to your event, make sure you're communicating with the city because they do currently have 9th Street closed on Main Street for the construction, but they're moving block by block. So they actually have to have 9th open before 5th, but 5th might still be
Ninth is
closed by then.
supposed, they're planning to.
We are keeping a close eye on that and making sure that we are aware of that. And I know the 5K and 10K, we've already routed them a little bit differently, and we will according to what we need to do. Yeah, so hopefully they're done, but one never knows.
Just depends.
Yeah, it all depends. So, yeah, so we are keeping that in mind. We'll be filing our plan with the city, the public works, whoever does that. I think it switched a little bit last year when we get the route for sure, and then with street closures and things like that. So,
Anybody else have questions?
Paula, this is your 5th year doing it?
whoops, I'm sorry. Yes, okay, two.
Is this your 5th year doing the event?
Yes, this is our 5th annual, so we're gonna be doing a little bit more. We're gonna have some vendors come in and kind of expand what we're doing. So yeah, this is our 5th year.
Have you seen your numbers increase every year?
We have seen, really, we have seen an increase from people coming from out of town. Probably the in-town people, the real local people are about the same number, but we really do see an increase of those coming from out of town. Word really spreads in those running groups that the race is a good race and people really enjoy it. You know, we hear people like to come to our race versus the ones in Sioux Falls because our race has a really good course. It's pretty. It's not just in town and looking at buildings and streets. So we have a real positive group of people that go back to their friends and pass on the word.
Anything else?
Okay, thanks, Paula. I appreciate being available on the phone.
Hey, not a problem at all. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
calling. All right, bye.
Okay, now, before we talk about these, we gotta get offline, so. Approval of the minutes? Motion by Dave, second by Doc. Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Financial report.
I don't know if everyone's had a chance to see that or not, but I did use the agenda center that we have for posting the packet information this time, so you can click just on these individual items. Here is the SEA financial as of August 1st. You can see if you look at the comparison through July, there's where the year-to-dates would have been in the previous years. So we are 3.6% above 2021, 39.6% above 2020, of course, COVID, 5% above 2019, and 2% above 2018. So that was through July. We still had 4 to turn in. Right now, we have one person one hotel that is now 4 months past due. We've got election kind of notifications going on that, and everybody else is now current, I believe. So those other ones have come in. I did put together this. If you picked it up when you came in, it just shows the previous funding levels for the applications that you have today. And then I just wanted to, well, I can do that during other. So that's it for the financial, unless you guys have a question. I guess do keep in mind if you're doing approvals, where'd my mouse go? There it is. That your current available balance after what you have approved is $14,000 because of the committed and not paid yet. So, of course, you're going to have more collections come in each month, but just make sure you don't get committed beyond what you already have collected.
How much was how much do the old people have to pay?
Not much. They're very small accounts, yes.
Anything else on the financial report?
Not unless there's questions.
Entertain a motion. Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Update and evaluation forms, financials.
I did get one thank you that I included in the packet from the MAC Triathlon. Oh, this is gone again. The other thing I wanted to show to the committee, if you go to cityofmitchell.org/SEA, that website for the SEA is now live. This is really big, sorry. Make it big so otherwise I can't see the agenda. So we do have the email address posted. The new email address is just sea@cityofmitchell.org. Our grant application form, we now have that as an online form, which will automatically create a database, so you'll have contact information and everything of anyone who applies. The other forms that were used previously are available. We do the current financials, and then the agendas and minutes are also on here. I did list the board members as well, and then that survey that's underway. We have only had 3 responses, so I don't think it makes sense to review that yet. Kind of waiting for the new person to get here to have them do some follow-up. And then I've sent this link out to you as a board in the past, but this is the calendar of SEA events that this group has provided funding for in the past. So if you scroll down or up, oh, I'm in August, so you got to go over here. You can see all the upcoming events for this year. You can go back, I think I went back 3 years and added all the events. So if you want to look at comparison years, you can pull those up as well. You can also just choose the drop down and do it that way as well. I guess just an update on the position. Mayor, I don't know if you want to talk about that. We did have a position advertised for the City of Mitchell. One of the major functions of that job is also to work with this this SEA group as well as other bid boards. That application timeframe has closed, so
Sunday night.
we're going to be moving forward with applications soon.
Moving forward with figuring out who we should interview and interviews next step. Hopefully by next month, we'll be able to tell you everything.
Yeah, I think it's good information to just, if you're having anyone ask questions, if they want to look at other events, it's kind of nice to see if you have a hotel that says, hey, why were we so busy in September? They could pull up the September calendar and see if maybe some of those events were contributing to it as well. So.
We had a nurses conference that wanted us to bid on this conference, which was great. And I mentioned SEA application. She's like, what do normal people ask for? And I had to dig through and figure out if we ever had one that had asked them what they asked for. So
Well, we had the VFW conference that just happened. Yeah.
So it was good to have that. Look at the past ask.
So that's all I had for updates, and hopefully we have someone on board quick soon, because I'm not doing very well for you guys as a board right now, so I apologize about that. I have a lot on my plate.
Thanks for managing that for us.
Conventions meetings, we've had 9 different ones with paid total $19,000.